So I have to do videos on my flip because something is wrong with my camera on Facebook. But I want to do an in the news video. So I'm watching the news tonight, and the first thing I saw that was hilarious was a 60-year-old man in a wheelchair stabbed somebody at the Radio Shack and got away. Let me say that one more time. I paused for dramatic effect. A 60-year-old man in a wheelchair stabbed somebody and got away. What I don't understand is, why come he was in a wheelchair and he got away? He's 60. How fast can he really be rolling that sucker and got away? He stabbed somebody, which means he can't stab and roll at the same time. He might could shoot and roll, but you can't stab and roll at the same time. Why nobody went after him? I just don't know what's going on. The second thing I saw on the news that I thought was hilarious was a captain on a JetBlue flight going from New York to Nevada. Now, you know, already any flight going from east to west is generally going to be a little bit hostile. 10, almost 11 years later, it's still going to be a little hostile. So the flight was going from New York to Nevada. And the pilot got up to take a break. I don't know how long that flight is. I guess maybe 6-7 hours. I don't know how long it is. But anyway, he got up to take a break. And he started tripping. Started talking about Al-Qaeda and how Bin Laden had lost his life in the struggle. And, you know, how things just ain't fair. And also, by the way, there's a bomb on the plane. Let me tell you what you can't do, Captain of JetBlue Flight. What you can't do any longer is talk about Al-Qaeda bombs on nobody's flight. Ain't nobody going down no more like that. Let me just help you with that one, Mr. JetBlue Captain. So they said that, you know, first of all, he had tried to get back into the cockpit. Let me tell you what you're not going to do today is get back in that cockpit. Because, you know, you got to get a code and things. You can't just walk up in the cockpit no more. You got to have a code to get in the door. You know, like they do at most places, most businesses and things. So, you know, the stewardesses and the stewards wouldn't let him get that code in good. Kept smacking that hand. Smack that hand back. Get back. Don't let me braid and weather no switch for you, Captain of JetBlue Flight, because I will braid and weather a switch and beat your ass up on this plane. So he couldn't get back in that cockpit, so he started running up and down that aisle acting a little bit crazy, deranged. And they said several big men, thank God that America's fat now, they said several big men said, "Oh, not today," and got up out of their seats and tackled him. America is not going to have a repeat of 9/11. Not on purpose. You know, folks on 9/11 didn't know what was going on. They said they had a box cutter and folks was getting nervous. Box cutters, oh, Lamb of God. What are you doing with the box cutter? I can't do nothing. They wouldn't get up. They calling folks, "Hey, Mom, this is, you know, Johnny Smith, and something's going wrong on this flight." But not no more. Oh, not today. So the big men from the flight got up and tackled this mother sucker. Now, just so happened that there was a pilot on vacation, a captain on vacation on this particular flight. And he was like, "Oh, I can't never go on a motherfucking vacation." So he got himself together, got up and told them, "Look, I'm a captain too. And I can fly this plane and land it." Because the captain who was going crazy, so we have to take this plane down now. And they wasn't having that. Let me tell you something. God just knows. He knows what flights I can't be on. I I couldn't fly again after something like that. And I just know that God knows that. He knows I can't handle nothing like that. First of all, I'm going to start Raven Kate crazy. They said it was a lot of big men's getting up to tackle this man. It would have been a lot of big women's too, because I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to sit right on your face. I might get a little pleasure out of that, but I'm going to sit right on your face until you suffocate. But the last thing I saw that was not so much funny, ha, but like, isn't that interesting? Trayvon Martin's parents are in town here in D.C., you know, to rally, to speak to Congress about, you know, taking down this stand your ground and, you know, racial profiling and, you know, just to talk about the tragic death of their son. And one of Zimmerman, you know, the guy who shot Trayvon, one of Zimmerman's friends, who happens to be black, who happens to be a childhood friend of his, decided that he would get his 2 cents on the news. He didn't want to be identified, but his name is Anthony Woodson. Now, if you don't want to be identified, what you do is you don't give your name, your number, your color, the location, nothing. You don't let them, you tell them to alter your voice. If you don't want to be known, honey, you don't want to be known, period. You don't do stuff like just shade your face out but show your hands. You don't never know what somebody may look at and be like, those are them hands right there. You don't do stuff like sit in the shadows but still have your regular voice in effect. Because that's all I got to do is hear your voice, and I'm going to turn around and hurt you. So, what happened was this guy, Anthony Woodson, who happens to be black and happens to be Zimmerman's childhood friend, said, y'all don't know the whole story. This guy would give you the shirt off of his back, and he's so kind, and he's so this, that, and the third. Guess what he wasn't that night, my friend? That's what he was. He wasn't black people's friends. Now, Anthony said, the reporter said, Anthony, when you talked to Zimmerman, did you ask him what happened that night? And Anthony said, no, I didn't. And the reporter said, why did you ask him? He said, because I didn't want to know. I don't want to know nothing about that night. See, you the kind who would say, I don't want freedom. I don't want to run away from Master. Master been feeding me chitlins and hog maws, and I'm all right. You know, I got a little bit of water, and my kids they mixed races, but their hair is manageable. So I'm not ready to leave the plantation, Harriet. So that's the kind of nigga that this Anthony Woodson is. Anthony Woodson also went on to say that he thinks that we, African Americans in America, are overreacting to this. That if he himself, a black man, had shot Trayvon, that we wouldn't be rallying like we are. That's the only good point you might have, Anthony Woodson. We probably would not be, because black on black crime, unfortunately, is far too frequent. But let me tell you what I'm not going to be comfortable. I'm not comfortable with any young person dying, particularly tragically in that way. But what I'm even more uncomfortable with is when a white man is at the hand of his death. So, yeah. He tried to say, well, Zimmerman said he was attacked. You were attacked because you didn't listen. When the man said, are you following him? You stalker? Have you stalked today, Mr. Zimmerman? I haven't stalked today, but I'm stalking right now. Well, we don't need you to do that. That was, don't do that, because you might get your ass whooped. You might get a little bit more than you anticipated. When Anthony Woodson said he didn't racially profile him. Did you listen to the tape, Anthony Woodson? When he said he's a black man and I think he has something in his waistband, automatically? He automatically has something in his waistband? He looks suspicious. Really? He's going for something. Maybe those Skittles in his pocket? He's running away now. He's looking at me. Because you're looking at me? He's running away. Because you're frightening me? You're kind of giving me the woogies right now? So, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going to follow him because I didn't know he was going to run away from me. So, I want to find out where he's going. And then when you catch up with him, Zimmerman, he whoops your ass. Your ass was getting whooped. He was 17, in shape. Football player, if I'm not mistaken. Your fat ass was out punking around using Neighborhood Watch as a Weight Watchers tool. Nigga, go to the gym. You see what I'm saying? Ride your bike, Zimmerman. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have a lot. When they finally arrest your monkey ass and send you to prison for at least second-degree murder. I pray, God, for at least second-degree murder. You're going to be getting your workout on because you're going to have to run for your life. You a high-profile case now, Mr. Zimmerman. So, Anthony Wilson said that he didn't racially profile him. Did you hear him call him a fucking coon? Anthony Wilson? You just ignore that because y'all childhood friends? Let me tell you something. Let one of my childhood friends who happen to be white call me a fucking coon. All that childhood shit that we used to have no longer exists. What does exist is the fisticuffs between us. That's what does exist. So, Anthony Wilson, you don't want to be found out. You don't want to be known. You don't want us to judge Zimmerman for what he did, because what he did may not reflect who he was when you were childhood friends. But it does reflect the man that he is right now. What I have to say to you, Anthony Wilson, is you, my good sir, are a fool. A plum fool. And this I do for you. Even for you, Anthony Wilson. I do this for you. Because one day, some other white friend that's a childhood white friend to some other black man may come up to you while you on your way home from the corner store and shoot your monkey ass. So this is for you.